Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's playoff time. Let's go.
Top 8.
Top 8. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, let's not waste any time. These guys are sitting down, shuffling up. We don't want to be too here. We don't want to be here crazy, crazy late. And it's actually a reasonable hour. I couldn't believe that when I looked at my watch. I was like, wow, that's shocking. Okay, so let's look at the top cut bracket. And I'm going to put this up here for everybody. Oh, you can read that there. Okay.
I sure can.
So we're going to be bringing you guys the very bottom of the bracket. That's going to be Joel on the Iden Versio Data Vault deck. And we looked at Jack's Han Solo from set 1. Data Vault deck earlier. Regular green. Han Green.
Yeah, Han Green.
Earlier in the day.
Han 1 Green.
Yep, that's the match we're going to be bringing you. But there's your top 8 leaders. 4 different Han Solos in the top 8, right? All look at they're all perfectly distributed.
Yeah.
Like if they all win, then there will be Han on Han violence, right?
Yeah.
But at the moment, they're all perfectly spread out.
Yeah, they're all spread out.
Both Piets are in the same half of the bracket, which makes me very sad. I would have loved to have seen an all Piet final.
Yeah, I was
cool.
going to say it's impossible for that.
Yeah. But we've got a whole bunch of Hero Red, no Sabine.
No, none.
Blows my mind.
No Sabine.
And then 2 Piets in the top 8 makes me very, very happy for a variety of reasons.
3 different, 2 different Han Solos being in the top 8 makes me happy.
Yeah, for sure.
It's always interesting to have the leader, multiple iterations of that leader show up.
Absolutely.
And it's when you look through as well, it's only 1 Rey. And we've seen Ray on stream twice today.
Yeah, well, both times it was Matt.
Both times it was Matt, but we know that there was quite a couple of Rays.
There was a few Rays in the field today.
Trevor pulling it out, making it into the top 8.
This is a big conversion rate, though, right? Han was not our most played leader in the field. That was JTL Vader.
That's right.
None of which made it.
Wasn't second or third either.
It's worth noting, guys. It's worth noting. I want to point this out because we had a conversation about IDs towards the end of round 6.
Yeah.
We did have a player, Hunter, who ID'd in his top. He was the 8th player. He was the 8th seed in going into round 7.
Yep.
He ID'd and did not make the top 8.
Bubbled to 9
because of one of the 4-1-1 players beneath him played and won his match and had better tiebreakers.
Yep.
So I mean that's the way it goes.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I think it highlights the perils of the ID rules of assuming certain things will break your way when they may or may not.
I will say Hunter briefly spoke with me, and
did he
said,
know that might be a possibility?
I said to him, I was like, oh, you bubbled into 9th, and he's like, I intentionally drew. He's like, I bubbled to 9th. He's like, that's the way it was. That's the hand I played.
Okay.
So he like openly accepts it.
He's not the kind of guy to get all that out of shape about it. I was
at
just
all.
more curious if he knew that was even a possibility.
Yeah, so he seemed aware. He did not seem like like it's a gamble he was willing to take.
Okay. All right, fair enough. So these guys are looking at each other's deck lists. We've got a few minutes here. We can actually look at deck lists. Aha! I need to make a couple of quick modifications here, but we can join them in this quest. Let's see. Jack is on the left, so I need to come to here. There we go.
So for me personally, I've always been torn about this.
The open deck list at the end.
Yes.
Okay.
So one of the biggest reasons why I'm torn about this is because I feel like there's an art that goes into deck building.
Okay.
And a part of that allure is playing cards that your opponent can't predict.
That's true. I would agree with you there.
So the simple example is like, hey, you know what card pool I'm playing. I'm playing XYZ, green, blue, villainy, heroes.
You have an idea of what you might see, but you don't know precisely. Yeah. And it's unlimited.
Yes.
There's no restriction that says I can't play out of aspect cards.
Of course. And that's where, for me personally, I think the deck building aspect really comes into play. And how do I surprise my opponent? How do I create situations where I trap them or overcome something or create an unwinnable board state? But in doing so, I have to play cards to do that. But I don't want them to know every card I'm doing.
I don't want them to have a complete look at the file of what I might have in my hand at any given moment.
Yeah, that's so again, I've always been torn about that. Originally, I've been playing card games for so long, but originally that was not the case.
Right.
One of my original major tournaments was for Yu-Gi-Oh, and there was never any open deck list then.
Right.
I know Magic Pro Tour started going that route for competition for not cheating purposes. They're trying to track everything.
Right.
We're not at that level, and we're doing that, and I think that kind of deserves a review.
Okay, fair enough. For the moment, though, this is where we're at.
It is what it is.
This is where we're at.
That's the beast we have to tackle.
So here we have Jack's deck list. This is the Han Green that he was. I'm pretty sure this is probably the exact same deck within a couple of cards he was playing last weekend in Houston, and he very narrowly, I think, either missed the top 8 or made it to the top. I don't remember if he made the top 8 and didn't make it past the quarterfinals. I don't remember anymore. But he was playing for he was. I remember casting him in round 7. He had the opportunity to make the top 8 on Han Green, and we saw him play this deck earlier on stream. Very, very, very
Very
solid player.
good.
Knows
Very
what he's
good.
doing. So there's what we're at.
They're about to get started.
They're going to get started here in a minute. Let's take a quick look at this Kira deck. Okay, thank you. Mostly because I'm curious. We haven't seen this. We haven't seen Joel on stream today.
So this is the Kira list has a little bit of spice to it, right? We got 2 Nebula Ignition.
I said Kira. I meant Iden. I'm sorry.
This
is Iden.
Yes, and then I'm saying Kira too.
Yeah.
The Iden list has a little bit of spice to it. It have the 2 Nebula Ignitions.
Wow.
You have 2 Annihilator on the top end and Devastator. This is obviously really wanting to go late and play super heavy big stuff. And then it's taking the Bosk Blue approach of, as in the beginning of the game, I want to play as little units as possible. The ones I play, I want to get value, but I want to play Merciless Contest, Power Dark Side. Make sure you keep your board clear.
I want to use those little 3 resupply carrier, only 1 super laser technician. Interesting.
That is a very interesting call, but I get it.
Let's meet our players real briefly. You've met him earlier on the stream. This is Jack, of course, from down in Houston. We had him on camera last week and earlier on the stream today. He'll be on the left-hand side of your screen here. And on the right, for the first time on camera today, this is Joel, down from Dallas, our Iden Data Vault player in the field, our lone Iden player in the field. I see Jack reading Iden Versio. That's not necessarily a good sign.
He's like, this is still in the game?
Yeah, like, why people still play this leader? Yeah, they kind of do, I suppose.
I want to call out like why he has why he has 1 Super Laser Technician.
Please, I'm actually curious.
So essentially, we already know that Vader 4 is really popular. It's a space deck. So your Super Laser Technician, when you play it, it's most likely not going to be able to bump into anything if you don't have Pershing.
Okay.
So essentially, the Super Laser Technician is a 4th resupply. So it's now adding a 4th copy to resupply to allow you to have either resupply or Super Laser Technician on turn 2.
Yep.
And we start with the simple Power of the Dark Side to clear the board.
Yep. Early A-Wing going away there. Just exactly what Joel ordered.
So now this is this matchup is, the same as it was in set 1, ironically, where you're item blue, where you're kind of going back and forth. Obviously, the green with the villainy gives you access to the big bad overwhelm barrage that we've covered multiple times today. But the interesting thing about this matchup is that there's a break turn that when it happens, we're going to know who's going to win.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's just it's kind of telegraphed after that point on how the game unfolds. But I'm curious to see, because Joel's list is very top heavy, and that's where Han struggles. Once you get something in play, we talked about it earlier, once a Luke is in play with the 7 but Joel is playing a lot of big stuff, so he's going to avoid ground, and he's going to try to close out the game that way, which is not what Han wants.
No. Jack trying to go a little wide here, playing Poe, getting the X-Wing, and then opting not to move Poe onto it. Then going to follow up with Kira.
So these were both fantastic. This is a fantastic play from Jack. Both of them playing them separately, so you have the armor from the Power of the Dark Side, or if he plays a unit or a removal, you still have a unit in play. And then playing Kira with the 4 resources up to immediately see what's coming. And he already knows on this turn, nothing in this hand can be played except Confiscate.
Yeah. And the Confiscate is quite literally irrelevant.
Quite literally. So he has choice on what to pick.
To me, this is tough, right? The Rival's Fall, I think you can live with. The double Vigilance and Traitorous is a real painful thing to see. My instinct says ditch the Traitorous, but I'll say you can make a very valid case for let's get rid of at least one of these Vigilances in the hope that we never have to see it again.
So I would say he probably wants to get rid of the Rival's Fall.
He's not getting rid of it. He's just locking it up. My apologies.
And the reason why I would say the Rival's Fall is because it's going to stop specifically the Han removal, but on outside of that, he might have Jack might have a Confiscate. We already seen him play it in the earlier round. So he might not be that worried. And if Iden spends all 5 resources and takes at worst a 3/3, is he really worried about it? Or I'm sorry, a 2/2, because Poe's 4. So he could only take the 2/2. That's you don't care.
Yep.
So instead he opts for the perilous position.
We're going to play a perilous to kill an X-Wing token.
And now as you can see with the 2 resources open.
Oh, sorry, hit the wrong button. Go ahead.
Oh, with the 2 resources open. Okay, no, you put
that's
Grim Valor.
That's wrong card. That's why I was growling at myself for pushing the wrong button. Okay.
So with the 2 resources open, there's not much of a threat from Joel, especially because he already looked at his hand.
Yeah.
So, and you already know one of the 2 cards he drew, it's Perilous Position.
Yep. So you have to assume he probably resourced the confiscate is my guess.
So 100%, that's what I would guess as well. 100%, this is the 100% correct read from Jack. You only have 2 resources open. You had to have drawn one of the 2 cards, had to be entrenched. It's not. We know that. You just played a Dr. Pershing. That wasn't in your hand. Now I could deploy Han, attack, go up to that 7 resource, get the 7 resources, and we're off to the races. And next turn is what's going to dictate if Iden can come back or if Han's just going to cripple Iden and run away with the game.
Right. Now, my assumption is that Joel is sitting on that Rival's Fall just so he can wipe Han off the board when he gets the, or at least I say the wipe Han off the board, but maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not, yeah.
3 more from Kira. I'm sorry. Where are we at? He's showing 10. Okay. I'm off. There we go.
So after that activation, Joel, he activated Iden. That was the heal.
Yep.
Now Han's going in for 4. He's going up to 7 resources. And depending on what he plays here, he honestly can kind of cripple Iden.
He could smuggle an attack.
That Falcon is a great play.
Falcon is a fabulous play here.
So the reason why outside of the obvious board state where he has both I've mentioned it multiple times, dual laning, right? You're going attacking both space and ground. That 5/5 is a chunk of that health. And so the only things that will get rid of it cost roughly 4 resources. That means he's not vigilancing this turn. But if he does take care of it, Han can do Han things and go a little bigger on ground, maybe a surprise strike, and close this game out relatively quickly.
Well, and the pilot Han, also, he does have one of those in his hand.
He
able
does.
To play, like, that's another Falcon.
On the Falcon,
totally legal.
And goes right
bam,
to base.
7 to face. Like, that's a very valid play. It could happen.
So this is what this Han deck has evolved to, more of a value from the hand with pilots as well as really, really strong space units. So that's the Han deck has evolved to more than just a simple mid-range deck, and now it could put pressure on you in this unique way, or it could play up a big top end.
Thank you. Sorry, I was asking my wife to make sure the door got closed. There's a little gap over there. I want to make sure no one can hear us.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay. 5 swing in from space there. There's the Rival's Fall
to clear the Han.
Kind of figured that was coming.
But again, that's all 6 resources. So
that's his whole round.
That means that 5 from Falcon's going in, Poe's going in, Kira's going in
put a blaster.
with the blaster for 5.
Put a blaster on Kira.
And this is what I meant about once that Han turn happens, if Kira doesn't have Iden doesn't have an answer immediately, Han runs away with the game.
Yep.
So now we're coming into our 8 resource turn. And it's the 7 resource turn for Joel, though.
Yeah.
So as we go into the 7 resource turn, the pressure is there.
Yeah.
28 on base,
28
5
already.
left. Falcon kills you.
Okay, so we played Iden. Iden's going to take out Poe.
That's going to heal him for 1 to get him that extra health he needs.
Every little bit's going to matter here.
If he has a surprise strike, game over, and then I can see it in his hand. We already know
Jack
he does.
has it, so and I'm pretty sure did Jack claim initiative there?
Yes.
Okay.
Jack has the initiative right now.
This is it. He's going to surprise strike him with the Falcon and call it a day.
Yeah, the last action was
either one.
Iden killing.
Yeah.
The one with the blaster to heal 1.
Yep. All he has to do is.
Surprise
no, it's not. It's a waylay, I think.
Oh, is it a way? No. Oh, Han.
Han. There it is. There's
That's
7. There's 7.
Yeah. There we go. Going to game 2. It looks like.
Yep. That'll do it.
I just want to. Yes. Yeah. He's
quick
just,
7. Chat pointing out that wasn't a confiscate. It was probably it's actually a restock, but it's one of those little gray 1 costers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yep. Still, though, a very quick and solid game 1 from Jack here. Really, we've watched him play this Han Green deck now in different weeks against different opponents. He just always seems like he knows kind of what the line is.
So now the identifying how your deck wins, meaning so let's use Sabine as the simplest example. I go face, I end as fast as possible. That's the simple line. But what do you do when they put Sentinels up?
Yeah.
Do you have the answer? Do you know? It's clear that Jack has played this deck through and through.
Yep.
He knows when his opponent does X, he wants to do Y.
Yep.
I like this sideboard strategy.
I was saying, do you want to look at sideboards? We can literally see
Yes,
what they're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
here at this point.
I would say I like the sideboard strategy. Jack is doing it right now, but other people have throughout the day where you're using literally the
shield, yeah,
the shield from the deck pod
this
as like
is,
a little.
I call this the Frank Myers technique. Well, he's the first person I ever saw do this. Right, he puts up his little deck shield, and to show the camera what he's doing with his sideboard, but not his opponent. And
That's pretty clever.
during the regular rounds, we won't talk or show sideboarding, right? I won't show it on camera because that's not information that anybody's supposed to have.
Now both players.
Now
have
it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Everybody knows deck lists are public. Now we can talk about it.
Essentially open information.
Yeah. So we can see here he's pulling out the haulers, and presumably it looks like some home ones. I can't tell if their home ones are going in or coming out.
It looks like the right side is out and the left side is in.
Okay.
The haulers come out because of all the removal. It's very easy for Iden to just kill it and then take it.
Right.
I don't know if I haven't played this version of Han, so I'm not sure if on what the exact cyber strategy of against all leaders Iden.
Right.
But what we do know is the aggression was there this game, and he's pushing. And it seems like he's pulling back some of that aggression by taking out some of the haulers. He looks like he wants to take out a Falcon. He's considering taking out Han.
I think the idea with the haulers, my suspicion is, it only costs 3.
Yep.
That's a card that Han can cheat out on the first turn of the game as a 4/5 with a couple of damage on. No, I'm sorry.
No damage.
No damage on it. Wrong Han. But at the same time, if Joel's holding the power of the dark side, then you're just gifting it to him. So
yes.
Just taking it out, I guess, prevents you from maybe falling into that trap.
It's possible.
Yeah.
The other option, obviously, is on turn 1 you mulligan for your ramp play.
Precisely.
So also I found that something that's really strong for Han is turn 1 resupply.
Yeah, did we see, I'm going to look real quick at Jack's list. I don't remember seeing resupplies on the list. Are they there and I missed them?
Yeah.
They're there. Okay, good. Good.
Yeah, so that's a really strong turn 1 resupply because it could give you a turn 2 Kira if you want and follow it into a turn 3 Han.
Yeah.
Now, and then if you don't do it that way, it could be a turn 2 anything else.
Right.
Or you could even ramp it to a 5, which at that point you're destroying your hand. But that resupply into a Han flip is just so powerful against a control deck.
Yep.
As long as you can put a couple little guys in play, and then you know who's perfect for that? Poe. So put Poe, make 2 guys.
He got really good value out of
Absolutely.
splitting. I think a lot of players, I think I would have made this mistake. The value of taking of trying to get max value out of Poe and piloting
Making
him up,
1 unit.
And then he was like, no, I want more than 1 unit for the merciless contest, power of the dark side shenanigans, to keep something on the board that I can surprise strike with or whatever. Continue to push damage, whatever.
And then, of course, I said it, the dual lanes.
Yes,
so
exactly
putting a threat in the ground arena, if you play a Sentinel, you're not answering my space arena.
Exactly. So somewhere I'm getting something
value.
Through. Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, that's really important.
Another great utility use of that Poe pilot. We talked earlier in the day about being able to, he can come down, make the X-Wing token, and then pilot literally any other vehicle he wants if you have a vehicle on the board. But if you don't, you can just leave him down as a 2/3 ground unit. That's not terrible.
That's not terrible. He's still adding 4 or 5 stats to the board.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're about to get underway with game 2.
Shuffle up and deal. See where the resourcing decisions go.
Looks like Jack drew his board. He's sitting with 2 home ones in his hand.
I see the 2 home ones.
I thought it was 3 at first.
And he's got a confiscate, an L3, and he's got doubles of something else. I think it's the A squadron, the little Phoenix Squadron A.
Phoenix Squadron, yeah.
Which is not a bad way to start the game, but he's thrown it all away, and I think I'm not upset by that.
One of the big things about that hand specifically is that if he was going to resource, it was going to be the home ones.
Yeah,
and then he doesn't
have them. Yeah,
so you board them in, draw them early, and then they're essentially resources. I agree with this mulligan for
Joel
him for
keeping
sure.
his was deciding
was
there,
going
throwing
to
his
he
back.
Decided.
Well, he had a vigilance, an OB, a traitorous. Those were the only 3 cards that I could actually make out.
5/5/5.
Yeah. But he had a lot of stuff that wasn't going to do him much good for the first few rounds of the game. And as we've seen Jack demonstrate on multiple occasions, Han can occasionally just put his foot on the gas and go for the jugular.
Yes. That is, I think, ironically, him being the audacious smuggler, that's his, superpower, right?
Yep.
Knowing when to jump to light speed. Haha.
I see what you did there. Well done. Well done.
All right, so now we're whatever their hand is, they will be keeping it.
Yep, both players mulliganing here, and they're going to be stuck with whatever comes up. I will say, whenever I mulligan, I almost always just tap my opponent's deck and be like, no, whatever that mess is, it's your fault now. I didn't touch it. It's your fault now.
Now, this is an interesting hand, a very interesting hand.
He's got a Chewy in there already.
He does.
And a Surprise Strike,
but
which he just
doesn't
resourced.
have anything else to play. This turn,
a Chewy and a Falcon and a Home 1 and a Confiscate.
So, and I don't think he's going to Falcon turn 1.
I don't think I would.
Now, here's the funny thing, right?
All right,
he doesn't know what Joel has, but if he does Falcon on turn 1 and then follows it up with a Chewy, if he doesn't have Power of the Dark Side, it's game over. It literally is game over.
Yeah.
Joel will have no answer to that, and he'll take essentially 18 before he can answer it.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Yeah, this is the risk.
This is the risk. I mean, he's got a game lead. I feel like if you're gonna make a risky play like this with a game lead, you feel a little better about it. Because
Joel drew Power of the Dark Side.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Oh no, he drew a No Glory, not a Power.
He can't afford the No Glory.
But he does have Entrenched. But we also know that Jack has Confiscate. So check this out. Jack opens up with a Chewy, followed by a Entrenched, activate Han, get rid of it, and go to base. This could either be a disastrous start for Joel, or if Joel has another answer even in a following turn, he could have a great start.
So are we going straight for Chewy? It looks like
he has to. Absolutely.
Yep, 100% going straight for Chewy.
The first action. Me Entrenched, he's going to activate Han, and we're going to get rid of that Entrenched. We're off to the races, and Iden doesn't have a response to that card for 2 more turns.
In order for Jack to do this, it's going to cost him every
the
card
blue
in
leader.
his hand.
It's worth it.
Do it.
He have to.
He's going to do it.
100%. Chewy and on this Falcon is the biggest threat. And if he draws a Han for next turn, he snaps it on, goes to base, claims, and does it again.
And does it again, yeah. It's a big 7 hit early that Power of the Dark Side won't answer. No Glory, still at least 2 turns away.
So the first actual tough decision, he has a Ewing Reinforcement and a Falcon in his hand. What to put down?
He put the Ewing down.
He put the Ewing down. He's going to keep the Falcon because it's the other Falcon, so it's going to be able to put damage on him. The other 3/4.
He's got to throw something away. He's going to check a Home 1 in the discard pile. Jack only 1 card in his hand, giving up like every single card in his hand for this early pressure, hoping to close this match out quickly. 7.
Now we also know. I said that he drew No Glory. I said like that Joel drew No Glory. So. He doesn't have the answer this turn, but he will have it next turn. Yes.
We're going to resupply. Here.
So now Jack has 2 options. Obviously, one is play the Falcon. The other one's claim to get that other 6 damage in. It ironically comes out the same. Like you deal 6, then he destroys it. Then you deal 3. It's another 6. It's 6. So it's literally the same. And he has a resupply. So next turn is going to be interesting, and I'll tell you why. When Joel claims, if the first thing he does or the second thing, whatever, is No Glory,
it's going to happen.
Jack can resupply and then just play Han.
Yep. No Glory comes in to clear that big beefy Falcon with Chewbacca on it.
Yep. And now he only has 1 resource open. This is what I mean. This could be a good turn. It's going to be 3. Put him to 20. He can flip Han. That's another 4. If he has another pump,
he can flip Han, but it would cost him the only card he has in his hand.
Resupply.
It's resupply. He doesn't care then.
Oh no,
it's not. Okay.
Then he resourced the resupply, which makes sense. I didn't see the Kira.
All right, so we're going to play Kira here.
And the obvious answer is either Takedown or Rivals Fall. I would get rid of Rivals Fall.
I think I would call Rivals Fall, yeah. The other ones are they're not even remotely problematic right now.
The other thing is to consider if he takes Takedown. If Han flips and then Kira attacks Han, he could take down Han.
Yep.
Next turn. But again, now action. It's like, how do we get to base right away? Jack taking his time, looking at the hand and writing each one down. And we're going to see what he's going to call here. I think the card that
point. I might turn them back on for a minute just so we can hear it. Nope, we missed it. Did he point? I missed it.
He did not point.
Okay, I missed it. My apologies. All right. So Iden's going to flip out here and smash herself into Kira. Iden hasn't gotten a single point of healing this game yet.
It might change this turn.
I believe Jack took initiative there. He did.
He did. So now Jack has a very interesting decision to make here. He can play the blaster on Kira and go to base for 5, putting him at 8.
Does he have it?
He has a blaster.
Doesn't have it. He does. Oh, he does. Oh, he does have it. Yeah, I see it now.
And then by doing that, and then the attack for Falcon, if Falcon is unanswered,
Okay.
His opponent's at 2.
Yeah, he's going to pay for the Falcon, keep it on the board, ready everything up.
I think this is the right play. You just as much damage as you can.
I mean, yeah, just put your foot on the gas. It's been working for you so far. Why stop now?
The other thing is by putting him at the 5, the Falcon, and then if Han goes in, that's a total of 12 damage going in this turn.
Yeah, I mean, you can put Iden quite literally on death's door here.
8 damage left, 3 in play,
He's got
4 threatening.
He's got some outs. It's the
yes,
7.
It's not over.
No, it's the 7 resource round for Joel. He's got a super laser blast, but he's got to get through this turn to do it.
And this is where Jack being hardcore committing to the board and damage is the right play, because he has to super laser blast, and then you have to populate the board and threaten lethal again.
Okay, chat's saying he did point to Rival's Fall.
Rival's Fall? Perfect. That's a good call.
Yep. I mean, he could kill Kira, but until he does, that locks that card out, basically. At this point, it would also cost him Iden. He would have to trade Iden for Kira to do that.
Yep.
Okay,
and instead he played takedown
on the Falcon. Yep. All right.
And so now this is interesting, right? Flipping Han and going to, like, he can't stop you from going to base, right? So we'll see what Jack wants to do.
Joel does get some healing off of that. Remember, Iden, while she's on the board like this, triggers automatically.
And
she just happens. If anyone dies, she gets to heal 1 off the base. We are going to deploy Han.
Yep, the trade.
Yep. That allows her to get 1 more heal out of it. Back up to 10 HP remaining.
The Iden doesn't, it only counts enemies?
Only enemy units.
So I was going to ask if she count herself, but if it's only enemies, that makes sense. All right, so now this is interesting.
6 HP left.
There it is. That second dual lane threat Joel claims. The only downside, I guess you can say, about the Phoenix is if he plays Vigilance, it kills it and he heals 5, so it effectively stops the 2 for this turn. But he has to draw something else.
Yeah, this is where Jack drawing into, like, resourcing that U-Wing earlier hurts a little bit, right? Because now if he does get blasted, he doesn't have a way to rebuild his board quickly.
And then the other flip side to it is that if he doesn't commit the way he did, is he in this position?
Right, exactly. No, I agree that I feel like this is the right play. He's putting so much pressure on Joel that Joel either has to have the right answer at the right moment or risk the game.
This yellow specifically, having the Falcons, is a great way post, and I think he's looking for elite or a tech. Yeah, the LET droid.
Yep.
So we got the elite coming out, and it's shielded, and that's actually very relevant.
It is.
Like it's not a simple you put a sentinel and it goes away, and then again the dual lane. Each surprise strike, and I think a tech. That's honestly, it's pretty great draws off the top.
He's got a surprise strike in the row, but I'm not sure what else he's got in his hand.
Right in his hand currently is 1 surprise strike and the tech, so he's deciding what's a resource.
We're getting around to Avenger and or Snoke time for Joel. I don't think Joel had Snokes in the deck. I don't remember seeing. No, actually, I think he did.
I didn't see Snoke.
I don't remember. I don't think he did.
I remember Nebula Ignition.
Okay.
I remember those.
I do remember the Nebula and all the big Star Destroyers.
There it is.
There it is. Okay. He does have it. He does have it.
And now the interesting thing, you've seen that Jax take that big breath.
Yep.
So this is the way this deck is, right? If you're able to close it out here by having the Falcon, the surprise strike, or even putting Big Falcon in play where you're threatening, it creates a problem. But you have to have the answer. So here's one part of that answer is tech. The second part of the answer is what can he put into play, or what can he play from his hand to start getting value from him. Well,
if Tech stays on the board, and if I'm Joel, I have no reason to leave him there. Like, he's 100% going to get murdered as soon as possible. The question becomes, he's got surprise strike down there. Like, he could easily just now. Granted, the surprise strike doesn't do very much right now.
He waylaid it.
Waylaid the Snoke. Okay.
Interesting. Good play. Now, obviously,
what does that buy him other than another turn of?
If he plays Snoke, he taps out.
Yeah, like basically, if he's either going to Snoke you or he's going to Avenger you. And he can't do both.
And if he Snokes you and taps out, you can activate Tech now with a full row.
Yes.
If he plays Avenger and taps out, you have a Falcon to draw, and if you draw a Falcon, you have the surprise strike. That's game.
Right.
See how you're trying to play to that 6th life.
Yeah. Okay, we're going Devastator.
Now that shuts down the Falcon.
Yes.
So because of the Sentinel.
But that does leave him tapped out again.
It looks like he's looking for something else in the row. Maybe another tech.
I don't think he's got another one, but it looks. Oh, he does. Okay,
Yes.
I missed it completely. It can be difficult to catch up with everybody's resources because we don't get to see them.
Yeah.
I actually had somebody tell me once, you should put cameras under the table like the poker guys. I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah. Throw $500,000 into the setup.
I'll get right on that.
Let me sell you my yacht next.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, we're going to play blue leader, but he doesn't have the resources to bring it to ground.
Right, because it cost 5 to play from the row.
Yes.
That
He's got a blaster and a surprise strike.
So now we hit that downhill slope, and now we're on the uptick for Joel. If Joel can stabilize here, the game ends.
So far, he's doing a great job of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting on a perilous position. He's still got that no glory in there. I think he's still sitting on that vigilance he had in his opening hand. We're going to no glory the tech. I feel like Jack's going to really struggle to close this game out.
Yeah,
he might
for
have
sure.
a way, but dear God, it's going to be hard.
For sure. Right now, like one of the things to do is play Han on ground.
Joel also, great job getting rid of the ground unit, just assuming that one of the other blasters is available in there already.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, just now, I'm just not going to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just not going to let you do that.
And then also the ground unit got rid of his tech, right? So it always feels good killing a tech.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
It always does.
Always feels good.
There's that vigilance.
Okay, we're going to use the vigilance to clear the L3 and heal 5.
And now Joel is now on his down slope.
Yep.
So Jack wasn't able to close it out from his 6 to 9 resource turn, and Joel is now stabilizing, and you turn the corner.
Yeah, feels like it's going to be really difficult for Jack to get back in this game, and it's only going to take 3 swings of that Devastator to seal this deal for Joel.
Yeah, like I said, play the Han.
Yep, going to play the Han to ground.
So now here's the thing: if Joel can attack, and if he doesn't, Han is guaranteed to hit for 6 because he has a blaster,
He's got a blaster in the row.
or 7. So it's an interesting thought, but yeah, I would say kill it.
Going to clear the blue leader and push some overwhelm through.
7 damage.
7 overwhelm.
So he's still on a 3-turn clock from here.
Yep. Iden going to give him one more healing there. The beauty of having Iden.
And now this is where Jack has to do a little desperation, right? He's going to go with blaster most likely, hit for 6, but then how does he get that follow-up damage?
Well, I mean, 6 only puts him back to where he began the last round, right?
So this is dicey here, but we'll see.
He's got
and like I said, there's that Falcon and the surprise strike for the 6 damage from hand. But the Sentinel is in his way, so he's a little too late.
Do you just go ahead? Do you just surprise strike on the ground and skip the blaster for now?
I don't know. I wouldn't.
Okay. He's not. It looks like he agrees with you. He's got to find it first. He knows it's in there. There it is.
Looking at that Chewbacca in the row hurts my soul.
6 to base. Takedown clears the Han.
And then he'll heal 1 from the Iden.
Yep, Iden will allow him to heal 1 in a little bit.
So now what does Jack do?
I mean, I think do you pass here? I don't think you can afford to. Man, I think I might consider passing. If you play the Falcon, he's just going to run over it with the Devastator. Do you do that intentionally? Looks like he's going to.
This is it's just a bluff. Even with the surprise strike, it can't kill it.
And then was that 6 overwhelm?
Yep. Now, if this wasn't in the top 8 of the finals and I was in Jack's position, I would scoop.
Chat was just saying time to scoop and go to game 3, and I'll be honest. In his shoes, I would make Joel earn this win.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's the top 8. You have plenty of time. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So there's our big ground Sentinel play. There's no reason to not go ahead and play it out.
Right, and that's what I mean. Like if it's not top 8 and we were in Swiss, I would have conceded. Let's go to game 2.
For sure.
But we're in top 8, like you said. We're here anyway. We're not going anywhere. Let's make you play it out.
Yeah.
Also, especially in top 8 because you have a little bit extended time.
Yep.
Play to see what your opponent does. So now play to see you already know the cards in their deck, but maybe you're going to see interactions that you didn't realize.
Well, at the same time, also, there's 6 damage on the Devastator. Also, don't assume your opponent's going to make the correct plays.
All the time,
Make them make the correct plays. Continue to play the game. They might screw up. You don't know.
Oh, absolutely. Getting nervous in the top 8 is not a foreign concept, right?
Yep, no worries. It can be hard to see because he's using his dice for some of his damage, which is I told the guys at the beginning of the day, I said, guys, I've got tokens on the board I would like you to use, but I'm not going to require it. So, pretty please, but you do you. and Joel here using his own life tracker and some of his own dice for cat tracking damage, which is fine. I'm not fussed. Now the Han is an interesting pickup here for exactly this reason. He can clear this Chilson and not lose anything.
Not lose any damage. And now, if he doesn't have the answer, which we know he does, but if he doesn't have the answer, you threaten lethal.
Yeah. The Avenger's going to come in, and I don't think Jack has it out now.
This should be...
I think this is over.
All it takes, the next thing is, if he draws overwhelm barrage, like, it's so oppressive. But also,
he doesn't even need it. Like, there's nothing to kill.
That's what I mean. Like, but if he does, like, what I'm saying is Jack wants to populate the board, and if he does, one overwhelm barrage just wipes everything.
Yeah.
These units are so big.
Yeah, this is exactly where Kira. I keep saying Kira. Where Iden wants to be in this match. And Joel looking very solid here, like we're going to be looking at Game 3 shortly. He's going to overrun
and
the A-wing.
And Jack said, "Hey, that's
Jack said, okay, forget it. I'm not going to mess with this anymore. I kept looking. I made you earn it. We're done here."
So here's a good example. If I was in Jack's position, I would have never played the salvage at the end. Just because I don't want salvage to be on Joel's mind going into Game 2.
Oh, he played a salvage. Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, he played a salvage
That's
at the
where
end
the
to
A-wing
play the
came
Phoenix
from.
Squadron,
Okay.
yes. And I know it was like, he's like, how do I close this out? Like, trying to figure out, like, but I wouldn't have played that card because I wouldn't want Joel to see it, have it on his mind. Not like some big secretive bomb card, but I just wouldn't want him to see it because that is a strategy for Jack to use in the late game to either get back, obviously, a card from the discard pile or as a throwaway card for Relentless if Joel plays Relentless. So... those in that instance, I wouldn't have played that. It was that action was futile regardless. But
let's find out. We haven't looked at this list as much.
Oh, beautiful.
There's the Snokes. There's the Avengers. I don't see Relentless. No Relentless is on that list.
There you go. No Relentless. One in the board, which is not a lot.
Reasonable. And he may have moved it in. I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know.
So it's more than likely no. But I do know there are players who do like it against Han because once it hits the board, as long as like you're not in like 5 life, they have no way to kill you.
Yeah.
Because everything requires an event from the hand. So and because Han runs low on cards, they really don't have throwaway cards.
Yep.
But then there's the other school of thought, which is if I have 9 resources, I'd rather do something else.
Yeah. All right, honestly, I'm kind of glad we're going to Game 3. After that first game was so fast, I was like, man, I don't want a top 8 match. It's only going to last me 20 minutes. Then we could be here 45 minutes of just nothing to do for people on stream. As the entertainer in the room, that is the suboptimal outcome, my friend.
Well, we are going to Game 3. I don't see this going more than 20 minutes, the way that they've been playing.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And it's also very possible to just run into a blowout.
Yep.
So we will see what happens. This Iden deck, very interesting. Very simple, very straightforward, but also very effective, clearly.
Iden is one of those leaders that I am an unrepentant Imperial lover. And so as an Imperial lover, when the first set came out, I immediately looked at Iden and went, I would love to figure this leader out. And I just absolutely sucked at it. Everything I built with her just did not work.
When Gen Con last year, there was a player I ran into who was playing Iden Yellow.
Okay.
Hard control deck, but it was the first time the card, it's a upgrade, and it's a bounty. When you defeat the unit, if it's a unique unit, you search for 2
yes,
events.
I remember this one. Yes. Or 2 events.
Event or upgrade, something like that.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact thing.
That's a yellow bounty.
Yes.
I remember this card.
And he played that with Iden, and he triggered it, and he got like the double off of it, and he drew, and he kept building up his hand, but he's playing a bunch of removal, and I thought it was really good.
Yep.
And I talked to him afterwards, and he's like, I really like yellow, and I really like Iden. I just don't have the time. Like, honestly, like I'm not going to be able to. Like, we're going to go to time with this
constantly,
deck. Like very early on, and that was with the double loss.
Yep.
Not the draw. So it was even more of a risk playing any type of control.
Yep. Well, with no sideboard action, Game 3 underway very quickly. Han going to use Han's ability to resupply right here on turn 1.
So now this is where either my foot goes in my mouth or I look like a genius. I said when Han plays resupply, he gets a pretty big advantage. And now this is the game 3 he resupplied. Let's see what happens.
I mean, it's one of those plays that I had never seen or even considered until I watched Alex Blandon playing this deck, many months ago when he started playing this kind of thing on stream, and you were watching the McClunky guys do it. I'm going to start off with Akira here right away.
Oh my.
Oh my
Overwhelming
goodness.
barrage, double takedown,
No, that's a
a power of the dark side.
take down a power of the dark side of vigilance and a no glory. So
Literally
all the unit
one
removal,
of all the removal, yeah.
literally all the unit removal you could ever want.
So now for Jack, what he picks is going to be indicative of how his deck wins or wants to win. If he chooses no glory, takedown is just going to take out Kira.
I was like, well, he can't play takedown this round.
Right.
I feel like
He'll play power.
you call power
Yeah,
here and
just
force him to
use the takedown next turn.
Well, or do you let him have the power and call? But if you don't call power, he's just going to play it this round.
Right. So power is the right call here, which I'm going to assume that Jack just called because they went to next turn and he bricked his turn.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that was the right play. But seeing that he has no glory, seeing that he has a vigilance, seeing as he has his removal, tells Jack not to overcommit a piloted unit.
Yeah.
Or Chewie's not even safe.
Right. I have to believe that Joel claimed there and we just didn't move the token, but I don't know for fact. Yes. That's exactly what happened.
And there goes that takedown.
And there's the takedown. The expected play.
So this is important. So everything leads up to this, right?
Yeah.
The takedown taps him out. He goes up to resources. Now he's going up to 7. Yep. He attacks for 4, and he's going to play Ewing reinforcement. He's pulling.
Oh, he does, yeah. He's got his hand.
So Han is going to pull ahead here.
He was going to kill Pershing while he does it, too.
No draw for you. Han is going to flood the board, and this is how he has to win. This is it. Like, he's playing it out. He's showing us, like, what Han does best, and that is cheat all these resources and flood the board.
And this U-Wing has to hit. He's got to hit at least, what do you think, at least 2, maybe 3 good units here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the dream would be, like, maybe double Phoenix something. But
the dream would be Chewbacca and then a 2-drop.
He's got the Chewie. I don't think I see a 2-drop.
No 2. So then now we're going to change it to
Poe. Poe is going to
Millennium Falcon, 100%.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right play.
Yeah, if he had a Phoenix Squadron, then you want to grab Chewie.
And I think you leave the Falcon. You leave Poe where he is.
So here's the thing.
Go max wide.
Because he only goes up to 5 resources. I would say max wide, yes.
Yeah.
But you want to punish the no glory. See, so he's going to choose. So
he's not going to do it.
So why I say you want to punish no glory is if you put Poe on Falcon, you're
drawing. You're 100% drawing it out.
You're helping the no glory. Putting Poe on that X-wing, though, in my opinion, is still a viable play because if he plays it for 5 resources, you have both of them in play, ready, untouched.
Yeah.
But going wide is just the right strategy.
Yeah, he's going to leave it, and I think I like this play. I think I like the idea of just leaving. No, I'm going to put maximum units on the board.
Yes, 100%.
And force you to find a way to deal with it.
And look at what Jack drew. Jack had a very interesting I have an answer for everything. He had confiscate, surprise strike.
I think he's got another takedown in there, and he drew into a resupply carrier as well, which doesn't help him at the moment, but will help him get to his bigger stuff should we get to that point of the game.
And I know it seems deceiving. He has 0 damage on his base. They're only on 6 resources.
Yeah.
This is turn 5.
Yeah.
And he has 0 things in play, and Han has 4.
Yeah.
So, and if Han attacks first, he's going back up to 7. He could play Enfys.
Yep.
And Enfys is a problem for, I was literally going to say because Dr. Pershing comes out, and with the surprise strike, he can attack with the Enfys and bounce it back next turn with the Saboteur.
Yep.
Very important. These are very relevant cards. Right now, him just chucking into it, getting Enfys in play, might be the right move.
Oh, we're going to put a 6/6 Sentinel on the ground.
Oh, waylay, boom.
And we're going to waylay it. That's
that tempo steal.
Yep, there's your turn, and I just stole it.
Yep, that's the tempo steal for 3, the 3 mana time walk. So now let's calculate what we got on board. We have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Did I miscount? I saw it was 6 on the ground and 6 in the air. It's 5 in the air and 6 on the ground.
So 11, and then I always think Poe is 3, and then if he doesn't have a pilot and he's not going to surprise strike, he's just going all to base.
Okay, so should be down to 22.
And then he's going to play a second Falcon with another 3.
Yep, we're going to play a fast Falcon for 3 more.
So that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Should have been 14 that round. Or am I off by 1? 15 that round?
15 because Poe's at 3/3. Yeah. And what did I say? 0 damage at the start of the
3/3. My apologies.
0 damage at the start of the turn. 19 at the end.
And then bam,
with 5 units in play.
Yep.
And Super Laser Blast is so far away.
Yeah, I mean,
so far.
Well, it's going to be a little closer. That was the 5. Oh, that was the 5 resource turn.
What
for
did
Joel.
I say?
Oof.
When you resupply with Han on turn 1, you can run away with the game.
Yep.
It does landslide it.
Yep.
Getting that 7, that you wing out 3 turns early.
My damage is on base is incorrect. It was 19 on. He put 15 on, so there's 19 remaining. There we go. Okay. Chat saying Iden needs a blast, but blast is 2 resources array. This is the start of the 6 resource round. Iden's got a long way to go before she sees a blast. She's got a lot to navigate with the way this board is built.
And remember, Han is still a resource up.
Yeah.
So Han is on 7.
This is the 7 resource round for Han.
And 7 is the magic number for Han in a lot of ways.
All right, everything comes ready. Jack's all good, cleaned up his resources, and it looks like we're going to start off by deploying Iden.
Now, the simple thing is obviously you want to attack with the Han, get to base, deal the damage. Then the next thing is you would think that Iden is going to play Vigilance.
Yep.
Kill, heal 6. Up,
we're going to OB to try to clean up some of this mess.
For 6, though.
It's a 6-point OB. That's going to get him 2 units. He can get the X-Wing plus something, one of the Falcons, or he can get Han.
Or Han, yeah.
Okay, he's going to pick up 2 Falcons there.
I think that this is one of those times where it's all bad. Yeah. Obviously, he wants to not kill Han, so Iden can kill Han.
Yep.
But it's still all bad.
Jack, I think, was looking to see if he's got a blaster down there, but I don't think he's seen one yet. Counting here, spending 2 for Surprise Strike.
He's going to base for 7. And then he could follow this up with a tech. So he's going to go base 7.
I think he does have a tech in the row. That would allow him, he can spend 4 to pull the tech out.
All right, and then
Top target on Han.
This is the move.
This is about to get bad because
Iden is going to start
punch him out.
Pulling it back. That top target was a very big play.
Yep, that's going to heal 6 when it fires off here in just a moment.
Yep.
It's a good combo in Joel's deck.
And he still has Vigilance in his hand. That's where that confiscation in the deck was needed.
Okay, so we're going to murder the Han, and then we're going to heal 6 off the bounty and 1 off of Iden. So it should be a total of 7 heal.
Okay, so he played Big Falcon instead of tech, which is obviously better. Put a nice big threat in play.
Yes, there we go. 19 damage on. I have it correct. All right, and then we got Big Falcon.
Double Surprise Strike off the top of the deck for Jack. It looks like he will not be resourcing this turn.
I wouldn't resource this turn.
So that's 8.
We're still not to the 8 resource round for Joel. This is the 7 resource round for Joel.
And guess what? It's the 7 resource round for Jack.
Jack's been there. Jack's been there for a hot minute already.
Yeah.
Now Joel has also got a Vigilance in his hand, but I think that might be his entire turn if he does it.
Nope. Please take down.
We're going to take down the Big Falcon.
Now with 3 resources up, it looks like Surprise Strike to base for 6.
I mean,
and then Surprise Strike again.
It's a solid way
to
play here.
So that's 24, and then it looks like it's going to be another 6 to base right following.
Yep.
Following that. So he'll be at 29.
Nope.
At the end of that.
Iden's gonna off Poe there and heal 1 back.
And then he'll take the 6, so put him to 29.
Where's the other? Oh, okay. He did 6 with Poe on the ground first, and then
healed 1, and then the 6.
Okay, so she should be at 29. Okay, I'm off by 1. There we go.
And then he's gonna heal again for 1.
Yep, with the power of the dark side.
Now he has Leet in the board, and he has.
You said he had tech down there too.
He has tech,
right?
but he only has 3 resources, so he can't play either.
Can't play either.
There's that blaster.
There's the blaster he needed earlier.
Yeah.
And he's only got an A-wing.
So just like that, 5 resources left. Now it looks like Iden's taking the game back.
It's very possible.
It all came down to that one turn. Could he finish it? Jack couldn't close it out, and as such, Iden turned the corner. I will say again, it hurts to see Chewie in the row.
I have to believe that. Well, he hasn't smuggled anything, has he? Phoenix A, and then he comes in with
game.
What has he got down there? I didn't even see it.
He played Snoke. So so Jack played rough. Phoenix, and then Snoke came into play.
Yep.
And he won't even attack with Iden. He'll just pass because if he does play a tech, Iden kills it and lives.
Yeah.
And this is it. Iden kills it and lives. And then he's going to heal one.
Yeah, Iden kills it for free.
Yes.
Oh, he didn't. Iden didn't die there. Hold on, I
Yep.
gotta let them know that.
Yeah, Iden's alive. Oh, he put
Yeah.
it back.
Okay, he figured it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
knows.
Like Iden shouldn't die there.
He even pointed it out.
Yeah.
When he was like, oh, he has 5. He was like, no. So.
There we go.
Yep, that looks like Iden Green
Yeah.
is about to walk away with it.
I think Jack did everything he could here and just couldn't quite get there.
I know I've harped on Chewbacca a lot specifically, but like when you bait out the no glory, they just can't deal with Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Like if there's any unit in space with Chewbacca on it, there's nothing that Joel could use to kill it.
Yeah.
It's just that much of a problem. He needs one specific card, but if you create the threat and he uses it on elsewhere, you run out of it. And then obviously the home ones from the board bring in on 10 resources, you're able to bring Chewbacca back.
Right.
And you create a dual lane threat where if they super laser blast, Chewbacca stays in play.
Yep. So finally on the 9 resource round, Joel lands his first base damage of the game here. Snoke swinging in for 6.
And look at that, Power of the Dark Side. Every removal in a deck is in hand, as well as he has multiple heals. Iden just
He's got
stabilized.
Yeah, he's got at least one more vigilance down there. Pretty sure. And Iden still being on the board just absolutely brutal. That just hurts.
That's the risk, right? When you go to base with the surprise strike, but your unit's not going to trade.
Yeah.
And now it's repeatable. It's going to keep hitting you, but that's the gamble you have to take.
Okay, we're going to ambush in here. It's not a complete trade. Oh, yeah, it is because of Snoke. He does clear Iden.
But she still gets a heal from that.
He still gets one more heal off of that.
And then he just played Vigilance from hand, and I think Jack... Oh, no.
This hurts so bad.
Yeah, he's going to mill.
3, 4. Well, I mean, that's a very valid way to kill Han here because he's played so many cards. He loses so many cards for all that early resource advantage.
The next card on the deck was home 1.
Yep. Back to 13 health here is Joel.
Iden just taking this away from Han.
Think so.
And not easily either. This was a dogfight back and forth.
Oh, no.
Go to 3 games. All 3 games really had one major turn that could have went either way.
I'll be honest, I don't think Jack played this matchup badly.
No,
I think he played it correctly. Is that even the right way to say it? I don't know.
I think he played the cards he drew in the best way possible.
I would agree with that.
So I think if his deck drew a little different, he could have had a different outcome for sure.
He played game 1 just about as brilliantly as you could.
Yep.
We're going to U-wing again. Now this is tough because what you want to see people when you play a U-wing, you typically want to go wide.
Yes.
But Snoke punishes you for going wide here.
Yes. And then this is not, like, Jack is not playing any casino shenanigans.
Yes, he's shaking his head. He's just like, this is not good.
Yeah.
He can play the blue leader. The Poe could make the X-Wing token, but the X-Wing token will die as soon as it hits the board. So I don't even think he has time for Poe to jump on it. He can bring in the Han, but the Han doesn't even trade with Snoke. Okay, we're going to go blue leader and Kira.
Kira's good because it sees the hand, but after you see the hand, I think that's like it's time.
2 Nebula Ignitions.
Like it's time.
What in the world?
There's nothing you could do to this.
Defeat each unit without an upgrade.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why he's playing that is because the really big tactic for Iden is deploy late.
Yes.
So you deploy late and you Nebula Ignition and Iden lives.
And then Iden cleans up because if everybody else around but her dies, like she just heals 1,000,000.
Even if you super laser blast and kill Iden, she would still heal for everyone dying.
That's true. That's 100% true.
But the Nebula Ignition gives her armor because she's shielded. She won't die.
Right.
So that's a combo with it, and it's just another board clear. Like I said, Joel's playing an extremely hard control deck.
Well, and the other thing about hard control decks is that once you get to this stage of the tournament, you have 20 extra minutes to play with.
Yes.
Right? If you can survive the Swiss rounds to make it this deep, the hard control is punished a little less.
Absolutely. No, a lot less.
A lot less.
20 minutes is pretty significant.
Yeah. Snoke going to murder the tech for free.
A third of the round added,
Yep.
I agree with you. Yeah, and also a lot of times the people who are making it to top 8 are so well versed in the control deck.
Yep. Going 3 to base with the blaster on Kira.
And then he's going to go 4 to base with the surprise strike. Unless it gets killed. Because it looks like he's about to vigilance it. Yep.
Yep. Like if you jack, it just feels like beating your head into a brick wall right now, I suspect.
Yes. I will say even as we're going late, Jack is still finding ways to put pressure.
Absolutely.
While that life total is going down, he's not out of the woods. But we see in his hand, it's hard to argue with anything because he has like 16 removal cards.
This feels a little bit like. Did you see or look at the deck list of the gentleman that won Liverpool, the Liverpool sector qualifier back in April? He was on Bosk Blue.
Yeah.
Did you look at that deck list? Mm-hmm. Do you remember how many units it had in it?
None.
It was about 8.
8? Yeah,
it was like 30 events and 8 units.
And I think it was like 3 Pershing.
I think it was 3 Pershing, 3 Avenger, and 2 Devastator. It was like, or I know he had Palpatines in that deck too. Yeah. But it was crazy how little units he played. It was just purely events.
Yeah, Bosk was a very efficient attrition deck.
Yes.
The bounties allowed a huge flex.
We're going to Traitorous the Kira? No,
no, you can't Traitorous the Kira. He can play Traitorous, but it does not take Kira.
Well, why not?
Traitorous only takes 3 or less.
Oh, Kira costs 4.
Yep.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Chad also pointing out that the Nebula is good against Regional Governor if they call Super Laser Blast.
Absolutely.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
So that's interesting. Like, to that aspect, like to get around the.
There's the salvage. So now we might see this home 1.
Yes.
Okay.
And with the amount of resources he had, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Be able to bring something back that's
12.
useful.
Yeah, I think he could bring back just about anything in the deck. Yeah, he has 9 to play with because it's going to minus it by 3.
Yeah.
So he has 6 resources plus the minus 3. See, now here's the thing. Chewbacca coming into play now with Snoke ready is not good.
No. What are we going to grab here?
4, 5.
He's spending it.
It's way too much. Yeah, it would only cost
I think he
2.
overpaid for Chewie there. Snoke's just going to wipe him out.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
But now I think he has that surprise strike in his hand. So swinging for 8. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh wait. There's another removal card.
Removal card. Who could have predicted it?
Yeah, that's game. It looks like the scoop.
Jack's just like, I'm running out of gas here. I got nothing left.
Yeah, that was yeah. But I got to say, all 3 of these games, this is how it feels, right? Han gets going. You hit the hump. Joel was able to meet him at the summit, and he didn't back down.
Nope. He didn't.
Did not step down, and Iden was able to turn that corner.
Jack played a really, really good match. Just couldn't quite get there. Joel had all the answers at the right time, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles.
All right, Iden going on to the semifinals here. I'm not sure who his opponents are going to be. Let's give us a few minutes, guys. We're going to come back to here real briefly. That match is over. Was that the last one that was still ongoing? Okay, so we're going to be very quickly moving on to the top 4. Let me figure out who the top 4 is, and then we'll pick a match.
Sounds good.
Okay, give us probably less than 5 minutes, guys. We'll be right back.
Be right back.